the City of Angels is black and gold. You are listening to the Heart of LAFC podcast. And now, Joseph Zacher.
Greetings, Los Angeles. Welcome to episode 384 of the Heart of LAFC podcast. That's right, we're calling this one a road trip because very obviously we are going on a proper one this weekend as we head to the lovely town of San Diego. You're going to see Tony, you're going to see me, and you're going to see the one and only Bam. Of course, as you see below, Bam is at Disneyland. So if we don't leave from Disneyland, there is something wrong with us. So to you, Bam, how are you, sir, now that you are stateside?
I'm good. Enjoying my first full day at Disneyland. So if I drop out or suddenly, it's either A, reception, or B, my phone's died because Disneyland and phones don't go together.
Unless you're an influencer, and I guess you are now. Ha. Trip's been good so far, sir? Loving it?
Trip's been amazing. Started off up, day I landed, went straight to the watch party to watch us have a nice little 2-0 win away. Then second day was Universal, third day Warner Brothers, and fourth day was a relaxing day traveling down to Anaheim.
There we are. So yes, if you're in Anaheim, if you've got a pass for Disney and can actually get a reservation during this crazy spring break kind of week, Bam's there.
Yeah, I'll be here. I'll be here tomorrow and Friday. Saturday I won't be here. I'll be with the boys.
That's how it is. Road trip. Of course, I'll be at Disney at some point tomorrow too. Just gonna throw that out there and run into Bam. So you might find both of us if you're there. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Of course, Araceli is here as well. Busy as ever. How are you doing, Araceli?
I'm actually doing really well. It's funny that we're all kind of preparing for a trip in one way or another. Sadly, I can't be in LA, of course, but I am going back to New York City in like less than 2 weeks now at this point. So just gearing up for that. But otherwise, as Bam mentioned, with LAFC winning here in KC, obviously that was a match to watch, which, we'll get more into. But overall, it was just great to see everyone again. Of course, like Big Ox and Papa Ox and other 3252 or LAFC fans that were there.
Yeah, I think they had another good showing. It wasn't the biggest, but it's still strong, as always, a good showing. Anytime Pop Ox and Ox are there, it's always a fun reunion. So happy for them that they made the trip, that is for sure. And happy they found you, Araceli, on the trip as well. I know the result wasn't mixed bag, that's for sure. But still, everybody getting out there, that's a good thing for sure. Now there's Tony. I see him just kind of hanging over there, getting ready for things. I think he's got that I'm gaining energy before the weekend match because he knows he's going to be putting in work this weekend. Tony, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty well. Just waiting for this weekend and trying to figure out what's going to be, going forward. So, yeah.
Look at you. So you're good. You're ready. You're on for this one, right?
Mm-hmm.
There it is. And it's a 7:30 kickoff last time we checked, right, Tony? I know.
Yes. Yeah, we were like having a confusion. It was like I thought it was gonna be at 4:30, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna drive out, but then I realized it was 7:30. It was 4:30 Eastern time, of course, but I suppose actually it'd be a later time because it's close. I don't even know anymore. Lost my dates.
Right. It's this week is nuts. I blame all the spring break and all that fun stuff. But yeah, I'm with you, man. The good thing about a 7:30 kickoff is those of us heading in from LA, it's a little easier to get there if we're not spending the night. And those who are, well, have a good party day, that's for sure. Of course, be ready for game day, be ready for kickoff, but it's going to be a proper tailgate opportunity as well. So that is always good. Of course, before we get into that and all that fun stuff and prepare you guys for San Diego, because yes, we've got a lot to cover, we do want to talk about a good turnaround match for LAFC. A great result for LAFC against Sporting Kansas City, who, let's be real, it's been a mixed bag for our boys in the lead up. This year's been a little odd, ups and downs, inconsistencies, away days not going as expected. Yeah, this is kind of an interesting vibe. Also, knowing going into this game that it would be a modified lineup to even happen. Really important. This game is one of those big things that you have to get it. Moving on with San Diego next week, knowing how good they've been playing so far, this is one of those critical matches. So let's get into it. Let's get into the recap. Tell you guys about what's going on with it and what happened. Of course, with the lineup, with Boanga being gone, it was a bit different. We had Lloris in goal. We had Long and Segura back on that back line again. I know we talked about Segura last week, but there he was. Palencia and Hollingshead were covering the outsides. Delgado, Igor Jesus, and Tillman were your midfielders. No shock there. Up top, though, this one was a little bit unexpected, I would say, seeing past decisions. But basically, we had Ordaz as the center forward, Martinez, and Under together. First time that three was combined ever, right? And a little more mobile. I mean, nobody was locked into center forward, right? They were kind of taking their turns kind of old school style. We've done this before at LAFC, and so it was a very different look. Now, in terms of Sporting Kansas City, who did they show up? Well, they had Pulskamp in goal. They had Miller and Volador as their back line. Davis, Denbe were their outside backs. Rodriguez and Redoja were their Redoya, right? There I go. Their defensive midfielders. Garcia was their central attacker. Suleimanov and Tommy were their outside wing midfielders. And Jovic was the target man in the 4-2-3-1. Yeah, that's a very, for most of us, including Araceli, this looks a little different this year. No doubt about that. Araceli, I'm going to go to you on this one. In terms of the lineup choices, was it surprising to you or as expected, knowing there's been so many changes?
In terms for which squad, LAFC or Sporting?
SKC in this case.
For SKC, it felt a little more typical, honestly, because they really haven't been plagued with any injuries except for like one or two, as far as I'm aware. But seeing the lineup that they put out at this point, given their current record, it was just more or less of just try it and see, which obviously did not work in their favor. And even as I messaged you guys after the game, at the final whistle, the entire stadium booed SKC. Entire stadium. And that was not a sellout stadium by any means. So clearly the frustration is there now. But going back to the lineup, there was no surprises.
No, it was what's available at this point, right? The boos were quite evident even on Apple TV. Like you could tell it. You could see it. You could see the vibe. The other thing you notice in SKC lately is people leave. They get to a point and they just leave. And I think this is the second time I've seen where the seats are emptying out and the game's not even over yet. But that, it's tough and it's really tough. And you got to wonder how long is Peter Vermees going to last as we get seasons starting out like this year after year. And this is a city that's had champions, right? And it has had some greatness and it's a rut. I think that would be the best way to explain it right now. With hopes for change, of course. Now, let's talk about the match itself. I know SKC's situation, but the match itself was rather interesting. Highlights, I'm going to go to you, Tony. You saw the run of play. What were your thoughts on the first half, sir, and what were the big moments?
The first half was actually pretty decent. We were showing with the run of play, especially we could have had a very great goal if we got the right pass in and Hollingshead could have just finished it off and just because he just tried to poke it in and it didn't ended up happening. But not even what I would say like 18 minutes later after that play, Martinez was just a shot out of nowhere. Like it was perfectly shot, perfectly placed, everything like that. And you need to be with him. And again, this is why we have Martinez, and he may not be here for too long. Let's just pretty much say.
I mean, yeah, right. This was the Martinez. He's had a few arrival games. This one's very much, I have to dictate. He took the role of Boanga, and I gotta be honest, he did more with it than Boanga's been doing this year. Like efficiency wise, getting chances created, passing the ball when necessary, doing the little things, grinding, getting stuck in. Dude was everywhere. He was featuring. It was a show for Martinez. It really was. Adding into it what Ordaz was doing in his position, what Under was doing, there was chemistry, and it was real. At least that's how I saw it. Araceli, you were there. You seeing a little bit more of the off the ball work from these guys. What was it looking like to you from the front three?
I mean, of course, to see that play, it was, I don't want to necessarily say disheartening, given how Sporting was even playing themselves, because they missed a lot of runs, and seeing the type of lineup that LAFC put out, especially with Martinez or Daz. Wasn't this Under's debut, technically?
For a start, no, I
Mm,
think at home he started, but
okay.
yeah.
Because I know Adrian made his official debut in the second half, which was great to
Yes.
see. But in person, it was kind of one of those like, should have, could have, but what are you going to do?
It was a real chance for SKC, knowing that it was a modified lineup for LAFC, right? They had to learn on the run, and SKC didn't have to learn on it. They knew their lineup going in and built for it. But yeah, we keep going from this first half. Again, I thought was very dynamic. I love the movement off the ball. I was digging it. It worked. I know we're playing SKC and they're struggling, but still plucky, I think, would be the way to see it. And there could have been more. There could have been more. Martinez had an easy one. Of course, Hollingshead had his as well. Then comes second half. Yeah, it didn't take long, right, to go right back into it, right, Tony?
No, not even, just 54th minute. Again, nice cross in by Under, a beautiful just crossing from the dead ball situation, and then Hollingshead almost again could have done something, but unfortunately he couldn't put the ball into the back of the net, and ended up just putting it there, rebound right to the knee of Aaron Long, and just put it in and put us up now, 2-0, which was great. Again, we need to do this against teams like SKC. Apologies, Sally, but it's one of those things that needs to be done. Like when the battle teams that we have to destroy. That's the main reason.
Well, these are the games you expect to win, and you have to win them.
Mm-hmm.
Simple. Destroy whatever. 3 points or 3 points, and you have to get the 3 points. And after getting humbled by Seattle, there had to be something. They had to show up with something. The fact that second goal came off of a dead ball, right? That started the whole thing. That's kind of important too for LAFC, because we haven't been all that effective in that zone as well. So good on them for getting the job done. I know it's frustrating as hell for SKC, but you have to do the job, and the guys did. Bam, I don't know if you can hear us clearly here. See if you can pop back on here. There he is. Your impressions of the match itself, the result, performance.
The impression of the match was for a modified lineup. It showed a lot of chemistry, which I wasn't expecting to be shown. The fact that we went 3-0 up at halftime was shocking to me, because the amount of chances that we missed. But going into it, it was a good lineup in the end. We had a great set of communication between the players, which we obviously haven't had that much lately, but it was a good lineup, and I was actually proud of the way that they played.
Yeah, it looked proper. It looked like LAFC football, like what we want to see. In terms of the dynamic play up top, mixing in, having the overlap work. Hollingshead had his opportunities. He didn't finish, but he still created them, right? He was still there for them. Even on the second goal where, I mean, let's be real, we kind of had a decoy right in front of the play that almost got called, honestly. It was really close. It worked. It worked. The guys worked. The effort was there. Nobody was dogging it. Really. I was happy with the impression of where the guys were at. Tony, I think that probably be your overall thoughts. What do you think?
Overall thoughts, it was just kind of like, again, I'm happy that we got the win. It's stuff like that, but it's still, again, bottom of the barrel team that doesn't have any, God, as RSLA said, they'd be booing the fans. So it's like we have to beat these teams like that. But if we don't, like, what's going to, like, we need to beat a top tier team at, like, the top of the table. Like, yes, we are on the top of the table because of what we've done, but there's still a lot more to be shown moving forward, especially with the next 2 games.
Well, yeah, we got San Diego and Miami. Like, learning curve is quite steep. You have a new rival, and I'll say that, others won't say it. Nah, it's geographical now. And then that other team. So it's a quick step up. You got to get there, and you got to use this weekend to get there. So yeah. Araceli, your impressions of LAFC? I know SKC, it's rough times, but they did the job, right?
No, they absolutely did the job. And I mean, it's easy to sit here and say that SKC is obviously in a rebuilding season, not to say that that's the reason why LAFC won, but given LAFC's past performances as of late, they needed the win. Overall, they needed the 3 points. They needed the confidence boost. Seeing an adjusted lineup was great because it does show us what our other players are capable of. Knowing Dolo, I am not seeing him continuing with that lineup moving forward. I would hope so, but like seeing what Adrian can do with the first team, it gives me hope for them. So hopefully, but who knows?
Yeah, again, confidence builders, confidence losses. I'm okay. You got to get a result. You got to move on, right? And this is one of those days. So, that being said, I do see there's a couple comments from our supporters, so I'm just going to throw them out there. Of course, we always want to see Dave. Dave is in the mix, says hello, familia. Yes, this is what a difference 4 consecutive training days makes. With Knox as well, dealing with Knox. Yeah, 4 is not that long, right? But it is long for us in our schedule. So there it is. Nice one, Dave. Love it. I see Bayron Tons asking about where the 3252 will stand in San Diego. We'll get into that when we get to San Diego. That's for sure, man. But thanks for asking. We will revisit that. That's for sure. Yeah, I mean, again, result is good. This is great. There's also another team for LAFC that had a good result and has some good potential. And this is where we throw it to Araceli, and of course is LAFC too, because the boys are showing some promise, right?
Sorry, I had to bring up the doc over here. No, LAFC 2 has definitely been showing out in their last few matches, with the regular season match winning against Ventura, and then of course in the first round of Open Cup with a 7-1 victory. That was incredible, honestly. But as of now, there is no additional new signing updates or any international call-ups that I've seen. But what's next for the boys is that the next round of the Open Cup is on Tuesday, April 1st. LAC 2 will face AV Alta FC in Lancaster at Lancaster Municipal Stadium. It is 7:30 kickoff. And just a few days after that, they are back to the regular scheduling, with their next match being on the road in Houston on Sunday, April 6th. It's a 4 o'clock kickoff, and the match will be streamed on NextPro's website.
That's rough. April 1st, you have an Open Cup game, right? And then, oh yeah, season opener in Houston, April 6th. Not an easy turn. That is for sure. Again, the boys look good in that game. That 7-1 was wild, really wild. There's potential there. We know they had that one game where they blew the game, but teams can learn, right, Araceli?
They can definitely learn, and the scheduling is it's not really ideal, honestly. But think of it this way: at least LAFC 2 doesn't have to play MLS's talent like SKC 2 had to. So that was entertaining, I will say, because I got pelted with sleet in that game.
The has been Field of Dreams from Iowa. Yeah. Good on those boys. We love Bradley Wright Phillips over here, so it's fine. And Sasha, and it is pretty funny. All these old farts getting out there, and yeah, you still put up a good fight. I mean, the kids from SKC put up a real good fight in that game. They probably should have won that game, to be honest.
Oh, they should have.
Probably should have got. They should have. You were there. I mean, I watched what I could watch, and yeah, it's unfortunate. It really is. They should have got through there, but don't worry. Omaha is going to come in clutch on behalf of the Midwest. They had to go back to the Bujos and do the job. I think it ends in Omaha for the Ringers, and then we'll go from there. We can laugh at them.
I'd much rather have it end in Omaha than in Des Moines. There is nothing in Des Moines.
Quite literally.
Nothing.
Yeah. My memories of Iowa, a truck stop passing through. That's my memories of Iowa and all my weird travels. But yeah.
There's more to do in Western Kansas than
dreams.
there is Iowa. I'll just leave that there. I'll just leave it there.
Yeah, exactly. Enjoy Omaha, everybody. Trust me. In case even better. So there it is. All right. Enough talking smack about Des Moines, because most people can't even spell that. We move on. All right. So there's some big stuff. And I don't, Araceli, did you have any swag with you? Because I know I got some swag. Right? We got some stuff.
Some too.
Somewhere. There it is. There it is. The patch. What else you got?
Got the pin.
There it is. So yeah.
And I already put my scarf away, or else I go grab it.
Yeah, I said I'm hanging mine up back in here. There you go. But of course, we can show off the swag, but you know who's got the info on all this? Tony. Tony's the man. So we're gonna kick this over to community news because we have important stuff to talk about 3252. You have the floor, sir.
So with the swag that you just saw, there is a lot of tiers is the best way to say it, because there's 4 levels at different times. So for the first time in the 3252 membership there is a 3252 membership level 1. You still get pretty much the exclusive discounts at LAFC HQ, member access to the Facebook community group, exclusive members only events, discounts on tailgates, all you can eat and drink, and much more. And pretty much there's no swag that you get. Now, though, to get to this first swag is membership, which is first one is $30, the next one is $40, and that's where you get the pin, the patch, and the scarf. And then everything I included in the last one, access to all that stuff. Level 2, which is I am waiting for mine to get in, is you get, besides the pin, the scarf, the patch, it is also a 3252 together lanyard, a 3252 raised moving patch. That's level 2, and then a trucker hat and the woven keychain. So that's what it is. And then the last one, if you have, I think it was like 100. Like, actually, I can pull it up right now. I have it at the website in front of me. If you have $500 or more and to spend at a business level, you get everything I included in the membership too. But of course, you also get a exclusive, custom made, high quality wooden plaque with your name's business on it. So those are the options that you do have. And of course, you can always donate just to donate. Of course, these goes directly to 3252 for TIFOs, drum repairs, away day tickets when you need to be done, and also, any of the cool stuff that you've seen 3252 do. So also helps out supporter groups be official 3252 members. So make sure you register with whoever you support. And yeah, that's about it for the 3252 membership.
There we go. Get your membership. We all got ours. Most of us going to San Diego because we can. Araceli's going to New York, so she can't. But hey, she would if she could. Yeah, no, it's worth it, guys. It is 100% worth it. Again, if you love your TIFOs, if you love what we do, traveling hard, getting things planned. There's even like a hotel deal on this latest road trip. I mean, people putting in work, guys. Get into it. It's worth it. And again, the scarf is pretty darn good quality. It's a repeat from last year in terms of quality, but design is unique. You got city streets up in there. It's a pretty cool design. So yeah, jump on it. That's for sure. Now, that being said, I know a lot of us, not most of us, some of us are going down to San Diego for this road trip. But for the rest of you guys, y'all gonna want a watch party, right? You want to find out where we're gonna have you guys meet up while you're still in LA. Tony's got the info on that as well, right?
Yes, there are only 2 that have been popped up. I will post more when more are available, but Expos will be at Distro 14. Kickoff is at 7:30, and Empire Boys will be at Rowdy's Brewing Co. They are pre-gaming at 7 p.m. So those are the 2 official parties for supporter groups if you cannot make the trip to San Diego.
There we go. So there will be more. There will be more. That being said, of course, we got to talk about our Vinyl Club Minute. Thank you, Tony, for the community news. I think it's a given on this one, knowing that we have a certain individual within the LAFC family that kind of likes to reprise this role, even though it's been around for like 20 years. But yes, we're going to go into it. Anchorman, the legend of Ron Burgundy. Yeah, right. 2004 release. Could you believe that? We're going to talk about soundtracks. Very obvious song for this one would be Afternoon Delight. I could not crack up on that one, but that's what we're going to choose. Soundtrack for that. Stay classy, right? But here's the thing. That was originally made by the Starland vocal band back in the 70s. I know, right? It's a cover. We felt it was perfect to cover up for this one. So there it is, as we all have a lovely afternoon in San Diego, hopefully getting a result that evening, tailgating madness and all that fun stuff. So to all of you guys traveling, having a great time, there's your choice for the Black and Gold Vinyl Club minutes. All right. Now, moving forward, let's talk about the match. That's right. We're all heading to San Diego. Finally, right? We've been waiting for this one for a little while here. Once that team was announced, I think it was already in all our minds. Road trip. Gonna make it happen. Gotta be there. It's on. Now, did we know how San Diego was gonna play leading up to this? No, right? First season. There's a lot of stuff about them that reminds us kind of us back in the day. Kind of eerily similar in some cases. But yeah, they only lost their first game this past week. First one ever. Otherwise, they had 2 wins, 2 draws, and then, of course, they got Austin like we got Austin. But yeah, it's been a good year for them so far. 8 points. They're only 1 point behind us at this stage. Yeah, strong year for them so far. Looking at how the results have been, again, they lost to Austin on the road, 2-1. Probably should have gotten a better result out of that. I thought they were going to draw it for sure towards the end. They were pushing, definitely pushing. Didn't quite work out. Then, of course, at home, they drew against Columbus. We all know how hard Columbus is. They got a draw against Columbus. Then they got a huge win against Salt Lake on the road, 3-1 victory there. Before that, they tied St. Louis City at home. And then their, of course, opening match was in Carson, where they took down the Galaxy 2-0 to open all things up. Again, strong results for an expansion side. Now, I'll keep putting that expansion side. There are a lot of guys on that team that have been in this league. They know what to do. There's a lot of new faces, though, that have stepped up that have shocked some of us, to be honest, especially in the lead up to the season. But it's been looking proper for these guys. They've been looking right. Tony, I've kind of enjoyed watching what they're doing, to be real. It's kind of refreshing to see an expansion team come out the way they're coming out. But your thoughts so far in their season?
It's done pretty well from what I saw from like their last game. Again, their first loss. I always try to figure out like the method of the last game, as we all try to do, because that's the what we try to relate to. But the counter press, if we still play the way we play and Bouanga can, will be a big factor, because that's how Austin got not multiple goals and multiple opportunities to pretty much take away the game from them, because the defense is not the quickest, but also they will push up really, really, really high. Quality up front really well, but again, their biggest weakness that I've seen, and again from their keeper, has been what keeps them in the temp, is just, again, their defense, just slow, not press up too high, and if you beat them in the right opportunity, it's off to the races, and that's the opportunity for us to take it from them.
Yeah, and a tendency to kind of overcommit at times offensively, right? They cheat a bit. You got to catch them on that. So it's something we can take advantage of. Now, looking at their lineup from the last game against Austin, actually last 2 games they fielded 4-3-3s, I believe, in both cases. This seems to be what's building out for them. Now, interesting looks on who's out there. Dos Santos is now their goalkeeper, and to be real, the guy is stepped up. I mean, really, I don't think anybody expected him to be as good as he is, and he's the real deal. It's been very, very strong from him. They had McVeigh and Pilcher as their center backs for the last game. I think the game before that, they had who was it? McVeigh and McNair. The game before that. So we'll see who shows up. Last game also had Kumado and Bombino as their outside backs. Midfield was De La Torre. Yeah, Luca De La Torre is here. Verskov and Alvarado Jr. Up top, our old friend Angel with Dreyer and Valakari. That's what they had last game. You look at the game before that. Igvarsson was their center forward. In this case, Angel played on the outsides. So, and Dreyer was there. Midfield, Godoy was in rather than Alvarado Jr. McVeigh, McNair, and then Kumado and Bombino were their outside backs. So there are some similarities, but you also see some really important veteran types like Godoy featuring in matches. I know everybody's like, well, where's Chucky? Where's Chucky? Chucky was hurt. I'm not sure he's going to be ready for this game. Tony, have you heard any rumors in the lead up to that? Is he coming back for this thing?
I haven't heard any rumors. There's only one rumor I've heard of, and that's from our former captain and lead man of our Chucky is Carlos Vela, and might be going to Pachuca. That's the only rumor I've heard. Mexican side.
That's the only thing so far. Yeah, I mean, I look at what's going on with them, and injury wise, I mean, it's not too much going down, to be honest. Again, they could switch things up in the midfield. Godoy would be something I would expect against us. If he can play, he's going to go for it. I don't think there's any question. Up top with Angel, like I said, he's durable and he's been looking good, guys. Honestly, the old kid. He's played the part. He's really stepped up in Chucky's absence, so that's been impressive to see from him. Araceli, from the games that you've watched from them, what are your thoughts about San Diego FC?
Well, I mean, I'll be honest, I haven't really watched as much from them, mostly because of the scheduling. But based on highlights that I've seen here and there, they seem to be a cohesive team thus far and had a really good start to the season, which is a big statement considering most expansion teams. But looking at the roster, I do see a few LAFC alum like Angel, which you mentioned, and of course Bambino, which I'm a little not disappointed, but I wish I could have seen him a bit more with LAFC while he was there.
Yeah.
Of course, he was on a season ending injury last season, but I mean, I'm glad to see that he got his space there, and he did make his debut 2 matches ago, I believe. So to see them get integrated into that system is refreshing in a way, but at the same time, it gives us a familiarity going into this match. So not to say that it's predictable by any means, but we can kind of see where they're going to come from.
Yeah, exactly. No, we know what the approach is going to be. Again, it seems eerily similar. There's a lot about this team that reminds us of us, really. There is one player though that's really to me been very impressive. I mean, he is their leading scorer. He's got 3 goals so far this year, but that would be Anders Dreyer. Dynamo out there. Like I'm not sure. I mean, we knew he was coming in. We knew he was going to be an important piece for this team. Did we know he was going to be this dominant? I'm not so sure. But he is. Legitimately, he could damage us. He's got that potential to really hit you from range. Could be close up, could be provider. He has all the tools. He really does. It's going to be really interesting to see the Dreyer from the right wing situation versus us, where we have Boanga on the left wing situation. it's could be really, really interesting on counterattacks against each other and who's committing more, who's going to feel things out, who's going to be more conservative in the lead up. This could be a lot of fireworks, honestly. There's something in this match. It's going to get interesting, that's for sure. Other names I see that came up, I think Negri's another player who's already scored this year, comes off the bench. Again, an option there. Los Lucinda, if he's ready to go, he could be in the game. Saidi might, and the only guys that I saw were out. Again, Chucky, I think, we're not going to see him. And Ingvarsson doesn't show that he's going to be coming back until they say early April. I mean, again, look where we're at. That's what it's listing. So I don't expect those two. I really don't. I think what we see is what we see. Should be a fun one. That's for sure. Could get interesting. I know we lost Bam. I know he wanted to jump in on this one for sure. But yeah, on our end, though, I think it's going to be interesting. What are we going to feature? Of course, the international matches are done, so certain faces are coming back into the mix as expected, which puts us to like, well, what are we going to run with? Now, I think Giroud is still listed as injured, so I'm not expecting Giroud in this game at all. I'd be surprised there, right? He just came back. I go to you, Tony. Looking at the front line, seeing the fun that we had last week, are we breaking up that fun and going right back to what we know?
Yeah, Boanga's coming back in, and we just change it up. So it's going to be again the Martinez and Ordaz switcheroo is coming in because I love Under in the lineup, and he gives us the best opportunity. But I still, again, with those two, when it was Under Martinez and Ordaz, you had a true number 9 in Ordaz because he's not that quick. He can pass and be there. You had a winger, which can pass and we're looking for the pass, but also looking for the shot if available. And then Under, who can, same way. I think it's like, I would not like Vela-esque of can place the ball where it needs to be, but has the left-footed shot to put it in. And he almost had it like again last game, but like unfortunately couldn't open up his account just yet. So I would love that, but again, Obonga is the big bucks. He wants to play every game, and we shall see. Especially with this game, it should be, if we're going to do it, I would do Martinez, Under, and Boanga just for the speed.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Araceli, what do you think? And what's our top line going to look like? Who are our attackers for this one?
I definitely like to see Under in there. I agree with Tony, but unfortunately with Boanga back, I see him taking front and center with the switcheroo with Ordaz and Under coming in the second half maybe. I'm trying to. I don't know if Giroud is still listed as injured because he was. Is he? Okay, never mind. I was
On the
gonna
list
say
that
I saw him in
yeah.
the post in the training today. So.
Oh, okay. So maybe they are gonna sneak him back in. Let's pray not.
It's possible they could
guys,
sneak him in the second half, but I don't know his full status.
I'm not sure how that helps in a game like this. I'll throw that out there. I'll be that guy. Yeah, I look at the top line and I'm like, yeah, Martinez, Under, Boanga. Why would it not be that? I mean, Ibobase is there, right? And they could go back to that and go with traditional experience against a team that has less experience. That could get interesting too. But Giroud is like, he's quite literally the last on my list for a game like this, knowing that we need speed against speed. We have to deal with fast counters, and that guy doesn't really speed us up. We get more hold up from him than anything else. So it's a tough ask. I see Bam is back, looking like he's in a stable location. Let's get him back in the mix. There you are, Bam. How are you, sir? Welcome back.
I'm good. Sorry, my phone died, so got back to the hotel, and the missus like, she's awake. She's like, use my phone. I'm like, okay.
Let's do this. All right. So we were talking about our top line and the rumors of a Giroud maybe coming back. But if you're going to pick your three, or we'll say that, what are you going to pick for your three, and what do you think the three are going to be?
All right, what I think, Boanga, Giroud, Martinez.
Okay.
What I want, Boanga, Martinez, Under.
Be fun, right?
Yep.
I'm with you, man. I just if it's Giroud, I'm gonna be very disappointed. We're all spending
Same.
a lot of money to go down there. I'm gonna be super disappointed that we bring in the old guy because he's got a name. Like that's come on, man. Do
Like-
it work. Please do it works.
Yeah, bring him with what we've got with how the team's gelling at the moment. Why mess it up?
Right? Gosh. Yeah. So we're there, guys. We feel it with all you guys. Now, midfield situation, honestly, are we really going to see any differences in what you're used to? I don't think so. Igor Jesus, Tillman, Delgado. Why would it be any different? Anybody in here voting for a different lineup or thinking it's going to happen? Silence. See?
Nope.
It's what we got. Honestly, the depth after that ain't so great anyway. Now, Lloris is in goal. Why would he not be? Long will definitely be out there if he's healthy and ready to go. Palencia, Hollingshead, why would it be any different there? Question is, who's next to Long? Is it a Segura kind of day? Is it a Tafari kind of day? What do we want from this one? And I'm going to go to you, Araceli, first. I know you're like, you're going to give this to me. Yeah, who's next to Long for this game?
Is Chanel back?
He's not listed as injured anymore.
I'll put Chanel in there.
Wouldn't that be fun? All right. She's calling for the return of Chanel. Bam.
As much as I want to know, injury-wise, I don't think he will be starting. I'm going to go Eddie.
Eddie. Okay. Eddie. Old Steady Eddie. Let's hope we get Old Steady Eddie back. He's his call. I look at you, Tony, who's going there next to Long.
I don't want him, but it's probably going to be Steady Eddie. As well.
Steady Eddie. I'm predicting the same thing. Again, it's the way our coach is. He's got his guys. He's got the guys he instructs and who he trusts, and then he runs with it. We have some others, but I think he's just going to go with the familiar face. No shock. And again, the outsides that we talked about, Hollingshead and Palencia. I love how much pest Palencia has been lately. It's kind of fun to watch him get into other team's skin. It's actually pretty hilarious. And Hollingshead, he missed some good opportunities in the last game, but he also created them. So,
Damn, you should ask those people what their opinion are.
No,
in their chosen language, because this is Disneyland. It could be anything.
You'd think so, but yeah. One, I doubt they're soccer fans. Two, I doubt they even know what we're talking about.
You'd be surprised with LAFC, but yeah, that's hilarious. So it's stairwell vibes, dude. Surprised you're getting a signal up in there, but there we go. All right, so those are our potential lineups. I see about 5 comments from the faithful. Let's see what you guys are talking about tonight. Okay, Tony, do we know what section 3252 is in?
Let me look at my ticket. Actually, I don't want to. That one, I do know. It showed on. Yes, I'd rather keep that just more close to the chest on a lot of things, especially with away days. Like again, don't know.
Upper deck.
Yeah.
New away day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do I know you, Byron? There goes that. Let's see. Dave was talking up the U.S. Open Cup, killing it with 7 goals. Loving that. Falcon in the mix as well. I love it. Dave. Of course, Dave is in another location as well. It says next week will be rough for me. LAFC2 Wednesday, 4:30 a.m. LAFC Thursday, 5:30 a.m. Amsterdam time, people. Kind of tough. But Dave, he's definitely going to make that happen. He's a trooper, like Bam. It's just how it runs. Junior with the hat vibes. Old school Junior. There it is. Love it, man. Peace to you as well. Dave Gomez also says Giroud should be putting on 10 goals in a season, maybe on EAFC, but not in the real world at this point. Again, my bet that Hollingshead will outscore him this year holds. Not changing. Little S says, oh gosh. I don't even want to post that one, Tony, but You can read it for yourself there.
You did wait.
Who's Lola S? I have no idea, but that's pretty awesome. I know. Man. Life in the North End, sir. That's what happens on the Capo stand. I know.
I haven't done that in like I don't even know how many games, but I don't. It's usually
Yeah,
what
it's
is
been a
it?
while, hasn't it? Yeah.
Well, it's
It's been
multiple
a while.
goals. It's always 3 goals. I've been trying to, depending on the weather and depending how I feel. Maybe I'll do
Been warm
2,
enough
but
for that stuff.
I just want to do more 3 or 4. I don't know.
Spring just kicked off, people. Tony will return. Junior says this won't be an away game. All traveling supporters will talk about for decades. I agree. I'm not big on predictions. You know that, guys. But for those who went to the first San Jose away day, that one will be remembered forever. There's nothing like that away day, honestly. Outside of, some Carson moments we've had. To me, that first San Jose trip where we were like making the stadium actually bounce and just dominating every sound in that place, and they didn't know what to do with us and really embarrassing their home support. I think there's a potential for a surprise this week where we don't really know how many black shirts are going to be in that stadium, or white because of the new away jersey, but we don't know how many LAFC fans are going to show up, but you just have this funny feeling that it could be a takeover situation. Right? We didn't hear about anybody geographic ticketing or any of that stuff. It was just out in the open, and LAFC fans are kind of aggressive on these sorts of things, and they'll pay anything to go to a game if they want to go to a game. This could get funny. This could get entertaining. And yes, for all of us, like Junior says, it's something we might be talking about for a very long time because there is potential for a show. Am I wrong in this, Bam, or are we're feeling pretty good about the support for this one?
I'm feeling fairly good with support for this one, mainly fact because it's such a close game.
Yeah.
To a lot of us, it's a nice way, go for a little nice drive down the beach, go have some fun, have some parties, safely get back home to LA. But it's going to be one of the ones to remember where I can see that there might be some problems arising with fans of that tickets trying to and successfully getting in. But hey, that's not on us, that's on there.
Yeah, if they're not ready for us, then they've been living in a hole. Especially knowing who's over there, right? Who's running that team, who the supporter liaison is. We love you, Jerry. He knows who we are. He's been a part of those stories, right? Tom Penn knows who we are. Oh, yes, definitely. They know what to expect from us. So if they're not ready, I will be shocked. They better be ready for us. Tony's laughing. What do you think, Tony?
No, I don't know. Like again, I don't think they are ready, especially because of like how close we are. Again, we still have to anticipate the return back with when we play them in our own stadium. So I don't know. They should know. Again, same thing. Like you said, Jerry is part of it. He knows he was part of the madness and everything like that. There's a couple people as well who I'll say not jump ship because it's again support local again and went to San Diego and supported that team, so they should know as well. So if they're not, then they're living under a not even that. We'll even say at the bit of one of the owners, one of our favorite should know as well. There's again another person who should know what's going to be happening, what's coming, what's going to be going on. And if they're not, then they've been living under a rock for the past 7 years.
Again, the similarities I see, sometimes I think I'm looking in a mirror at times. Yeah, they know what we're up to, right? The winning combinations that we've created. They know a little bit about that secret sauce. They should be ready for us. right? It should be proper. Now, the boys on the field is going to be a very different story. There's a few familiar faces that know what we do and how we do. Potentially 3 could be in the starting lineup. 2 probably for sure. It could be interesting, you know. Again, a lot of familiar faces. This should be an entertaining day. For those of you going out there, of course, looks like this ticket sales went out today for the parking situation. So eyes and ears, folks. If you're going, definitely buy your parking now before it gets sold out. That will fill up. The tailgate will be massive. If you were getting your hotel booked up, that's filling up quick too. Don't fall behind on this. I know it's Wednesday. It'll be Thursday when many of you hear this. Time is running out. If you don't have your tickets, well, that's a whole different thing, right? It's going to be hard to get one at this point. It's going to be fun. It's going to be wild. All right. I think Junior had another thing. Let's see. Z Junior said no rival club can and should even try anticipate the unpredictable LAFC support. Just sit back and enjoy the spectacle. They're gonna get a lesson no matter what we do. I think you're right, Junior. They just need to over prepare because we're on our way. Again, I'm ready. Bam's ready. Tony's ready. Araceli's ready from a distance. She'd be here. I know. In spirit, she will be here. There's no doubt about that. But it's gonna be fun, guys. It's gonna be crazy. All right. I don't go to predictions, but Bam, you feeling good about this one?
I'm feeling semi-confident.
Semi. What
You
would
know.
what would the boys have to do to make you feel confident about this one?
Players show up with the emotion and support that we're showing up with. They come with the same passion that we rock up to the stadium with when they rock up to the stadium. What I'd love to see, and I doubt will happen, but we all know where we're tailgating. That information has been circulating around the fans that are going. So the club knows where we're tailgating. Send the bus past us as they're going into the stadium. Let them see how many are there, how much passion and support is there, so they know what to bring on to the pitch.
Dude, how short is that flight? Probably take longer to load the plane than just to drive down. Yeah. Or the guys that aren't dressing for the day, how about come out and say hi, right? I mean, it's that kind of vibe for this one. That's for sure. Tony, what do you need to see from the boys to know that we're going to get a result in this thing?
Honestly, the midfield to have an identity. If that is done well, then we have a shot to win it. Again, this is moving forward. There is another game on the horizon that we have to show up to, and this is a good, not saying warm-up game, but a good test on where we're at as a team, because again, they have a game changer. Miami has a game changer on that team. San Diego doesn't. So this is our opportunity to see if our midfielders, I don't even know what I'm saying, finally have an identity. Because if that is weak, then again, problems moving forward. I am happy we won, but problems moving forward. Still early in season, still enough time to fix things, get a momentum going. We will have lulls, but if that identity is solidified, then we'll be okay.
I agree. Araceli, I go to you on this one. As Tony says, we got to build for a bigger match, but it's this one, and San Diego's going to be ready, guys. What are the guys going to have to do to get the result for this one? And then it's not going to be easy.
No, it's not going to be easy at all. And when it comes to gameplay, I'm a little iffy, if I'm honest. I mean, I agree with what Tony said with the midfield and them needing to show up and show out, but I also want to see that from the defense as well. Looking at the attackers that San Diego has, I would hope to see the defense be on their toes at all times, but it's like any other run of play. You know, as long as they can set the momentum going and keep their foot on the gas, should be okay, ideally. But with the past win, hopefully that just adds to that. And of course, seeing basically the whole entire 32-52 being there to give them support.
That's the key. Honestly, I'm hearing. I kid you not, I hear from Jerry at the moment. It's pretty awesome. They're ready for us, guys. They're definitely ready for us.
I was gonna say for
Yeah,
defense,
it's
yeah,
pretty fun conversation so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say for defense, what you need to say is Araceli is Segura needs to show up if defensive wise, because our defense is done pretty well, but Segura has cost us. That's who needs to show up.
A lot.
True, but at the same time, as a collective, I'm just saying.
You got to remember,
No, and
the defense is only as strong as its weakest link.
that's always how it works. If Segura, I mean, maybe he's the story, right? If Segura can get it right, which there's some big matches in this season that he has got it right, definitely got it right. But yeah, if he gets it right, we're okay. If he doesn't, it's going to be a test. Now, to me, Dreyer is going to be the difference maker for them. I mean, why would he not be? It's going to be tough with that guy. So I want to really Luka's good, right? But dude, Dreyer he's an interesting character. So we'll see where we're at. From me, I'm gonna say the number one thing outside of the Segura situation and defense being together, Bouanga. If the man can pass the ball and just remember to pass the freaking ball, trust your teammates. Trust you. They trust you. Trust them back. We'll get the result we need. But if he goes ball hog land, we're dead. Dead in the water. Like, it ain't happening. On the day, they will eat us alive if we get caught high and out of position because he didn't ping the ball when he needed to. So there's my thoughts. All right. So I see the comments from you guys. You guys are amazing. Junior, stepping it up. Well done, sir. Jerry, can't wait to see you out there, man. I know you're listening tonight, and that is absolutely brilliant. Again, we miss you over here, dude. We love what you're doing out there. We're proud of you guys and what you're building, and we can't wait to have that moment this week. It's gonna be fun. Saturday's gonna be wild. Even Bam's in town, man. Like, come on, it's gonna be fun. So there we go. All right, let's get into those final comments, guys. Our walk away as we do it. Bam, you're probably go last this time. I'm gonna go to Tony first. Switch it up a bit. Final thoughts, my friend.
Final thoughts is be safe out there. I know it's San Diego and it's going to get oh, bam. I guess someone saw you at Disneyland. But yeah, I will go back to that. Sorry. ADD squirrel. But I know San Diego is gonna be fun. I've had many fun nights down there. Gaslight District, old San Diego, everything like that. So be safe out there, especially again, I understand it is a quote unquote friendly rivalry or whatever you want to call it, but there are people just like we are who are looking for trophies. So if you bring your scarf, make sure it's tied really well and not able to be stolen. Again, just be careful, travel in packs, because they're not saying they're all, but there are people who will try to be like, we're this and that and stuff like that. So be careful. Always travel in packs. Don't walk alone. There's a lot of people around, so you can always go with things. And let's go into this getting 3 points, getting the momentum, getting the charisma, getting everything to go into the next game.
Build on it and be smart. Oh yeah, tie your scarves, right, Tony? Tie your scarves. Just little tip. Listen to Tony. It sounds like it's gonna be a big vacation fun thing. You're still in a supporter group. You're still going up to the section. It's still an away day, and it's one that's uncharted. So yeah, good stuff, man. Araceli, I'm going to you next on this one. Final thoughts.
I will start it off by saying that I am incredibly jealous that you guys are going. I wish I could join you another day. I at least had you guys in Columbus for MLS Cup, so there was an experience. But no, I mean, obviously, for anyone that's going to San Diego, safe travels, even though it's less than 2 hours away from LA. And of course, be safe, protect each other, and just really don't be stupid, just like we say with every home game. if you need help, obviously contact a friend, contact a family member. There will be people there to help you. And overall, just have fun. And I can't wait to hear the stories. Hopefully fun ones, but can't wait.
The getting home in one piece stories are the best stories, guys. So
Mm.
yes, that's for sure. Which sends me over to the man, the myth, the legend, hiding in a stairwell somewhere in a Disney resort. Bam.
There we go. I'm back at my hotel, which is just off property. I was there earlier. I'll be there from 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. So be around the park tomorrow. Come say hi. In the afternoon, I'll probably have a couple of special guests with me in the afternoon hanging out. So come say hi to all of us. For those that are going down to San Diego, come say hi to me. Especially if you've got some young kids, bring them up to me. I've got a couple of presents for young kids. So want to come see me, get some of that. I'm bringing the Tim Tams for tailgating, so that we'll have some fun with there. I've heard rumors of people going to get some Chinese after the game. I'm not quite sure what that's about, but that's what the rumors I've been hearing. They're going to some place just south of the border for some Chinese. So, so I don't know sure what that's about. If you do go down there, just be safe like always. After that, if your significant other finds out about the Chinese trip, then you definitely might need to reach out to some friends and family and, get some support that way. But, we're all here to help each other.
Brendan doesn't know.
I know. If you know, you know. Just have fun, be safe. Remember, mental health is huge. It's okay to not be okay. Reach out to friends and family. And I want to give a shout out to Defenders for the 350th episode they just did recently. So, guys, congratulations with that. Keep it going. You're doing great. Especially Scarf, who's taken over the reins quite a bit lately because Philly's been off doing his other stuff. But keep going, boys. You know what to do.
Episode 350, boys. I love it from our old friends at Defenders, who I probably going to be down there too, right? Why would he not be? Yeah, something about an H and a K. Something about that. I don't know. Why am I hearing that? Whatever. I did get a request from somebody in the San Diego area though. Bam, for Tim Tams. I think there's like a Tim Tam ledger maybe that you must pay up on. I don't know what this is about, but I'm getting weird cryptic messages about this.
Yeah, I think there's a tax I've got to pay to make it into San Diego. But yeah, we'll work that out.
The Tim Tam tax. Got you. Okay. Love it. Yeah, I know. I'm already getting requests. It's like Girl Scout cookies, but BAM version. That is awesome. So yes, we can't wait to get down there. That individual who keeps saying these lovely things to us. Yeah, we're looking forward to it. We can't wait to get down there, guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's outstanding. Yes. My final comments, I'm just going to say this. Enjoy your time down there. Have a good time. Not too much of a great time. Have a good time. So I'll get back in one piece. And again, remember, if you're crossing the border and coming back, make sure your paperwork is all in proper order. We do want to see you again, not from maybe the country you were born in, but we want to see you back in your actual homes in a couple weeks here. A couple days, let's be real, not a couple weeks. If you did it wrong, it might be a couple weeks. So do what you got to do, guys. Have a good time with it. Just be ready for the whistle. We need you singing. We need everything from you. So don't get lost the night before and don't get lost the night of. We need you in the stands. So let's get it done. All right. On that note, we're calling this final word. Tony.
Stay golden, Los Angeles.
Sally.
Stay golden.
Bam.
Stay golden, everyone.
And from me to all of you, stay golden, Los Angeles.
Thank you for listening to the Heart of LAFC. Make sure to leave us a rating and review on iTunes or Stitcher. Shoulder to shoulder, the black and gold is taking over.